Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to get a fairly simple braid for your portrait tutorials. When you're doing a braid, the easiest place to start is in the center of the braid. For instance, if I was drawing a portrait of a person, I laid out my lines of symmetry, and the person has eyes and a nose and a mouth. If the braid was going to be here in this area, I would start off in the center of the braid first. Whoa, that's a really crooked eye. I would start in the center of the braid with a zigzag that goes the direction that I want the braid to go. Let's say this braid is going in behind an ear. So starting up here, in behind the ear, and down. That's the line that I'm going to use for my braid. I'll start in the center of the braid, which sounds weird, but just go with it. If I'm starting in the center, I start with zigzag. It starts large, and as I go down, it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Once you have your zigzag, you're going to extend out the corners. So if there's a corner, it extends out, but not straight out. It's like this line just keeps going. And this line, there's another corner, just keeps going. This line keeps going. This line keeps going. This line keeps going, and this line keeps going, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. That's the first two steps. Start with zigzag that starts large and gets smaller. Extend the corners of your zigzag out. Now we're going to take this bizarre looking thing and turn it into a braid. Everywhere where you've extended a corner out, you're going to have to connect it back in using a curved line. If you do curves that flare out, that are really, really large, your braid is going to end up very wide. If you do curves that are more shallow, your braid will end up more narrow. It just depends on who you're drawing and how their hair is. I'm going to do about a medium curve on what I have going on. There would be a curve that would extend out behind this ear. Everywhere where it's extended out, that's where I have to connect it back in with a curve. I'll throw a little tie in there, or a little placeholder for where a tie would be, but there's a weird gap here. Fixed. And you know, hair doesn't just end where the tie is. It goes down farther than that. If someone has straight hair, the ends are usually going to be straightish. If someone has more textured hair, the ends could be puffy or rounded. It doesn't really matter. We're just working with the braid right now. We're worrying about the braid. Now with the braid, if you've never braided hair before, you're about to learn something. With braids, there's tons and tons of overlapping. So things going in front of other things. With braids, it's hair on top of hair. Everywhere where there's hair on top of hair, we're going to have some shadows. We're going to have shadows that are created because light can't travel into places very easily. So everywhere where your hair is going in, that's where we're going to have some dark value. I like to do all of one side first so that I can figure out where my other values are going to go. It's looking okay. And now with this side, I'm going to have my dark values over here. And we're going to have to extend some of this out. I'll show you what's going on with this. Where the hair is going underneath, it's fairly straight, but up here, it's smaller. Like this corner is going to flare outward to all of this. This corner is going to flare outward to all of this. Flaring outward. This corner will flare outward to all of this. This corner will flare outward to all of this. So on and so forth, all the way down. have some value down there at the bottom. And the rest is a shading game. It'll be things going from dark to light, back down to dark. That's how you do basic, really, really rough braid. If we wanted to, we could spend at least 45 minutes to an hour just on this one piece of hair, making it look realistic, adding in values, and then bringing details back out. But for the sake of time, I'll just leave you with this. Nice, simple braid tutorial. Start with a zigzag, extend your corners upward, extend those extensions back in, and then add values. That's about it.